Why, Heidi ho! So, I have an Instagram, and I was leaving messages on there and quit leaving them and decided I'll leave shorter messages on there and then make the same message but a little bit longer with more explanation on here on YouTube. So anyway, our Torah portion for the day. So, Torah, 5 books of Moshe Rabbeinu, first 5 books of what um, Christians know and others know as the Old Testament. So the first 5 books of the Old Testament, or the first 5 books, are Moshe's, Moses, the rabbis. So Bamidbar in Hebrew, which is in the desert, also called Numbers in English, 1725 through 1820, is discussing Moses and Aaron are allowed to go near the ark, and the tribe of Levi is to stay a certain distance off and guard the layperson from coming near the ark. So while reading that Torah portion, I always try to bring things together with guarding our 7 gates, which is how we're beguiled in the mind and in the heart. So while reading that and coming near the ark, we're also supposed to view these temples, these bodies that we live in, as divine. So we're supposed to build a dwelling place, a temple, which also means these bodies, to where our Ima Abba, God, Allah, the All, could come into us or come near us. So guarding our 7 gates. And it makes me think of things like energy vampires. So it's taught, and many rabbis will tell you, that the more you study and the closer you come to our Ima Abba, God, the stronger the adversary gets, the Satan. The stronger the temptations that are going to come your way, the things that are going to come towards you. You're going to be beguiled in different ways, and it's going to be a stronger enticement, something that's going to try to get your attention. So it's the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. So the Satan is attached to each and every one of us. It's the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, the reptilian mind, that strives for base wants instead of base needs. So, like I've said before, we need food, clothing, shelter, intimacy between the masculine and feminine gender so we can keep the species going. Those are the things we need, base. Everything that's above and beyond what we need is a perversion, a lust, wanting more food, wanting to have sex with multiple people. There's energy in everything we do. So, what that has to do with energy vampires? Well, as you become closer to our Ima Abba, it's your divinity. And an energy vampire is going to sense that. The Satan knows. So you're going to be beguiled in different ways. Sexually, with intimacy between a man and woman, you're going to be beguiled. You're going to be beguiled with materialism. So, like with myself, I've been, like I've said, single and celibate for 12 years now, over 12 years. And I take that because the energy has to go somewhere. So it's contained within. So it's learning to kill out the ego of the beast. Base wants. Because there is divinity and intimacy between the masculine and feminine gender. There's a lot of divinity in that. There's energy that's transferred. So it's two souls coming together and merging, which is not paperwork. But anyway, so the Satan will send those who are with the Satan, who have made covenants with the Satan, to beguile you. So, like a lot of different actresses or people who are in the public eye come to my profile on Instagram and other places, and they've been doing this for years. And they'll get, act like they're all giddy and want to communicate with me. Well, that's beguiling you. That's the evil inclination, the Yetzirah. And there was a point in time in my life when I'd have jumped on that. A lot of beautiful women come on my profile. But then again, a lot of those are bots and fake accounts. Some big fat guy behind a computer, in between the computer and the keyboard, the seat and the keyboard typing. And they'll use a picture of a woman to try to beguile men, and obviously a picture of a man to try to beguile women. Well, that's a common thing. But sometimes it is actually individuals. Different women will come to men. Well, that's a Satan testing. That's God testing you. Or he's allowed to do that. That's why he was created, to test us, to test our hearts, to see if we're going to fall or if we're going to be strong. So we got to guard our seven gates. Um, so that's what happens as you increase. Well, if you exchange that energy, then the vampire gets that energy. So you spent all this time building yourself up, and then you turn around and you give that currency to somebody else. So there is truth in a handshake. You're exchanging currency, energy. A hug, you're exchanging energy. Just looking at somebody, you're exchanging energy. So they say guard your seven gates. And then you might get somebody like, so whether or not it is always, but sometimes it could be, someone like Elon Musk. You have won a car. You have won a truck. That gets you a free truck or whatever. Well, there's nothing in life free. Always an exchange of currency. So there are those that want that currency, that have contracted with the Satan, because that's how they live. That's their life force. And they want your life force. So that's what an energy vampire does. They'll come to you and they want you to accept something from them. Because when you accept from somebody else, it blinds the eyes of justice. It's an exchange of currency. You are giving something in return. So there's nothing free. Nothing, absolutely nothing is free. Everything it is an exchange of currency. So we have to really, really work hard to guard our seven gates. And the more, like I said, the more you study, the more you research, the more you learn, the higher you try to ascend, well, the adversary ascends with you, because you got to be equally yoked. So the adversary is going to constantly be punching you in the face, you know, constantly trying to get to your heartstrings. So even giving, so it's good to give tzedakah. Tzedakah, to be a tzaddik, which means righteous, holiness. It's considered righteous to give to charity, to give to those who are in need. But they have to be in need. Are they truly in need, or is it somebody who just wants? There's energy that is transferred in that. So if you give your currency, your energy, to the wrong place, then it's a negative mitzvah. It's not considered good to give to. So there are people out there that use the system, and that's how the system was created. The system that we are under, with and some people say Western culture, but we'll just trace it right back to where it comes from. You're following Pope Gregory's calendar, which was created by Julius Caesar. It was the Julian calendar, and Pope Gregory modified it, and you're following the Time Zone Act of the Gregorian calendar year 1966. You're following everything from Rome, celebrating holidays, bankers' holidays. It's not a secret. All the days to get off from work are bankers' holidays instead of holy days. Well, there's an exchange in that, currency exchange in that. And that's how the Satan beguiles, but he's allowed to do that. Like I said, that's why he was created. So we have to guard our seven gates, and we have to be careful of energy vampires, those who are coming for no other purpose than to take. Not that they deserve. So like I said, the people who take advantage of the system, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. They don't need, they can go out and work, but they want. And they'll constantly look for every way they can get something handed to them. Hey, they've got a contest for something that's free. Hey, if you go here, you can get this for free. If you sign this paper, you can have that for free. And like I said, there's nothing free. You're given energy. You're given a part of your life force for everything that you accept. That's materialism. So Levi is not supposed to inherit the land. So I don't wish to inherit the land. I want to inherit my Imaba. I have a home, and this isn't it. It was created by my Imaba, but this is most definitely not my home. God bless. Much love.